The following program may contain adult language and mature subject matter and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Welcome to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts, Julian Luke and Kevin Newell, right here on Reality Radio 101. To contact the gents right now, dial 905-725-1907. Toll free in North America, 1-866-905-7325. Worldwide, 1-866-656-5477. Email us right now, realityradio101 at yahoo.com. And now, your hosts of Canadian Cigar Scene, Julian and Kevin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Canadian Cigar Scene. My name is Kevin Newell. I'm one of the owners of Victory Cigars in Oshawa, Ontario. I'm sitting here beside my business partner, Julian Luke.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. We've been putting a lot of thought and effort into this, and we sure hope that you're going to stay with us for the show and pardon any hiccups that might happen on this very first episode.
Geez, when that light goes on, it kind of scares the hell out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's rather intimidating. I thought I was going to pull a total Fred Flintstone here and just lose the voice altogether.
No doubt. First things first, people are probably wondering, what the hell are you doing a radio show? Cigars, radio, doesn't kind of mix, but it does. You know, I think the reason that we want to do this is, a few different reasons. Probably first one is to meet women. I hope our wives aren't listening to this, but let's hope not anyways. Actually, we got Faces for Radio. You know, we want to talk to people about the cigar scene in Canada, what's going on in the industry, you know, and we want to open it up to our listeners and people that smoke cigars in Canada. Smoke cigars, smoke pipes, anything like that, enjoy the pastime, as we say, and open it up to you and see what you have to say as well.
And, you know, Kevin, it really is appropriate for us to give a shout-out to Dale Jourdan because he had us on Man's Cave. And when we saw the possibilities of doing an internet radio broadcast and being able to put information out to the world about the cigar scene in Canada, it's such a good fit. There's other, you know, programs in other countries. Britain, I know, has UK Cigar Scene. And, you know, we just got talking. Why not us?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're giving it a go.
We're giving it a go.
Absolutely. So, who the hell are we? Kevin Newell, retired auto worker, cigar shop owner. Julian, retired teacher. We both decided to get into the cigar business almost, 6 years ago?
6 years.
Yeah. You know, we're still in business. Things are going well. Got a great clientele of customers that join us in the shop all the time, and I think they enjoy what we're doing. So things have been working out quite well for us. There's a lot more we can tell about that story, but, you know.
It'll come out over the weeks. I guess, you know,
That's right.
The biggest eye-opener for me was the brotherhood and sisterhood of the cigars. You know, my life is so busy. Everybody's lives are busy. You don't get the time to sit down and just enjoy yourself and chat with people. But you sit down with a cigar and, you know, whether you're at the golf course, you're at a cottage, wherever you might happen to be, or if you're lucky enough to, like Dale, to have a man cave, you know, and you've got a place to sit down and enjoy a cigar and chat, and it brings back that long-lost art of conversation.
Yeah, put the cell phone away and just sit around and shoot the shit together. It's a great thing. It really is. Should we move forward here, Jew? I think we should we announce our special guest for this evening?
Yeah, before we do, just better point out to everybody that Kevin is going to refer to me as Jew over and over again because it's the first 2 letters of my name, all right? So lest you think he's being politically incorrect, it is the short form of Julian.
It's kind of funny when you yell across the golf course, "Hey, Jew, Jew!"
Oh, yeah. It doesn't go over well.
No offense to anybody.
All right. Why don't you introduce our guest?
Absolutely.
He's been sitting here patiently.
That's right. We have sitting to my left over here, we have Leslie Albert from House of Horvath. Welcome to the show, Les.
Thank you, guys. Good evening, and it's a pleasure to be here on your first broadcast.
Oh, cheers. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. First off, Les, what the hell is House of Horvath?
Well, we are Canada's largest independent and privately owned cigar company. We are also manufacturers, and I think that's really the thing that sets us apart from our distinguished competitors. We're cigar people, and it's all we do. We don't sell cufflinks or any other accessories. We strictly make cigars and sell them in the Canadian market.
That's no shot at anybody else there, is it, Les?
It's not meant to be. It's sincerely not meant to be. But my point is just
busting balls. Just
that we're cigar people, and we take it very, very seriously.
So you say you're a manufacturer of cigars. What do you mean manufacturer?
We do it in the old-fashioned way, just like they do in the islands, like you find in Cuba or Dominican or any other country. The only difference for us is that we're a machine shop. So all of our cigars are made by machine.
Okay.
But every other process is done exactly as you would find it anywhere else.
Where's the shop?
We're downtown Toronto, Queen and Ossington area in the Ossington Village.
Now, do you offer up tours of the facility for people if they're interested in going there?
We do. I welcome in people that come in the door anytime. And it's always an enlightening experience because most people don't know that it's there, for one, and then two, are amazed by the tour. We can do it in roughly 30 minutes or less, and everyone walks away impressed, and everyone walks away with a fine cigar.
Oh, they see. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I've been down to your facility, and it's incredibly impressive. I think people would probably like to know too. Where did the name Horvath come from? Like, what's that connection? Why the name House of Horvath?
Horvath is a family name. It's a traditional Hungarian name, and that is our ancestry as well. I'm part of the family. My last name is Albert, of course, but Joe Horvath, the proprietor and owner, he is my uncle, so my mom's brother.
So is Joe still involved in the business?
Joe's still very much involved in the business. He's semi-retired, but he can't leave that office no matter what. He is married to his work, and he loves what he does, and not everyone gets to say that.
Well, if you're passionate about what you're doing, and it sounds like you have to be if you're in business for that long, it sounds like he's doing a great job.
Well, we all get to be in the cigar industry, and so I guess we're all very lucky that way.
No doubt.
How long has Joe been in business doing this?
His whole life. His whole life. He started, working for his dad, Joe Horvath Sr., and that's where really the Horvath family and the Canadian Cigar connection really started in 1932, and that's when his first operation started, and that was known then as the Ontario Tobacco Company.
Holy cow! So House of Horvath has got to be probably one of the oldest entities in the country, I would think.
The only one with as rich a history is the Carentis at Frank Carenti Cigar. They still have a hand rolling shop just a few blocks from us, actually, downtown Toronto on King.
Very cool. Very cool. What's your role with the company, Les?
Well, I've had a lot of hats over the years, as you can probably imagine. So everything from actually putting the filler in the machines to shipping and receiving and sales. But my main role these days is marketing. And for you guys and the edification of your listeners, what I do primarily is I work really with our suppliers hand in hand. So it's my job to really source cigars for our market.
So you basically go to companies, you look for new cigars to bring into the country, sort of do the numbers on it, see if it's viable. Yeah,
that's exactly right. And we have, I forget the total number of suppliers we have, probably 12 or 13, and they're all like companies to us. So they share our corporate values. It's not a coincidence that most of them are family businesses as well.
Yeah, I think you find that that's what the cigar business is about. Basically, it's one of the only businesses anymore that you can actually have a handshake deal, and people are men and women of their word. You know, it's kind of a neat thing in itself.
That's so true.
Product lines. What's House of Horvath carry?
Well, like I said, we have probably at least a dozen different suppliers, and everyone from La Aurora, who are the Dominican's oldest manufacturer, the Quesada family, of course, the Garcias, and many, many others.
Wow.
So is it true that when you're going after a new brand that the number one consideration is whether or not there's a hot daughter in the family that's part of the operation, or is that a myth?
It's a consideration that does not get overlooked, let's just say.
Obviously, you're not a married man, Les.
I'm very single.
Let's talk about, sort of segue into one of the reasons that we brought you in here for this show. We have a event going on this weekend, and actually it turns out that Sunday is Father's Day. And what we typically do at Victory Cigars is we feature My Father Cigar Company. Can you explain a little bit about My Father Cigar Company? And when I say to people, this is Flor de las Antillas made by My Father Cigar Company, people look at me and go, "Oh, your dad has a cigar company, does he?" Oh, that's cool.
Or you just made that up.
That's right. That's right. Do you know the company? Do you
Sure.
know the people involved?
Very well. We've had a relationship with them for going on 10 years now. And they started in the cigar business really as growers and suppliers, and they were doing some rolling for other people as well. But Jaime Garcia ultimately made a cigar that he made for his dad, Don Pepin Garcia, and that became the My Father brand. And then ultimately they created another cigar called the Le Bijou series, also a tribute to their fathers.
Fantastic cigars.
And yeah, they're not just cigars with a good name at an appropriate time of year. These guys are darlings of the industry. They've never made a bad cigar. They've never had a bad review. And then Flor de las Antillas was just like icing on the cake. That was the real winner, and we've seen what it's been doing in our market.
Just to explain to everybody, Flor de las Antillas Toro by My Father Cigar Company was the #1 cigar in Cigar Aficionado in 2012. When you get that #1 ranking, that just sends the numbers insane. I mean, back orders like crazy right off the hop. Do you have any? How did that line develop? Do you know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I sat down with the general manager at the tobacco show in Las Vegas called the IPCPR a few years ago, and we asked Yanni Garcia, what do you have like Casa Magna? Now that's kind of a loaded question for us to ask them because that's a competitive brand of hers. Mm-hmm. But she took it in stride, and what I was going for, essentially, for your listener's sake, is a cigar priced like Casa Magna with that kind of quality. My Father cigars are very good, but they can be pricing in our high-tax market. So she came up with Flor de las Antillas. It was nothing but a name at this point, and she, I think, scribbled an FOB price on a cocktail napkin. There was no cigar to test or anything. Months later in Germany, we met again, and she had a stick for us. And Colm and I smoked it that evening and said, she either gave us the wrong price or we just knocked one out of the ballpark here. And
really?
Shortly after that, Cigar of the Year, and I couldn't believe my good fortune.
Wow. You guys, lightning struck twice with you guys. You guys also carry the Casa Magna line as well.
Indeed, yeah. Two of my favorite cigars, both of those. And it's kind of the strength of Nicaragua right now. A lot of great cigars are coming from that country.
Yeah, they're making some fantastic stuff right now, aren't they?
Oh, they are absolutely knocking it out of the park. I mean, for people that have never been to Nicaragua, if you get the chance to go to Esteli, go check it out. If you love cigars, that city was destroyed by the Civil War in the early 1990s, and it was literally like two goats and a palm tree. And today, I think there's over 100 premium cigar factories that are in Esteli, and it's Mecca. It's just Mecca.
Yeah, what is there? Over 100,000 people, and think 40% of the population is head-on involved with the cigar industry. So that town wouldn't be there without cigars.
No, and everybody else is one step away. So basically, everybody's in the cigar industry.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And it's a funny thing, not to bring this back onto the government or anything like that, because I don't want to get you started. Because when he gets going, he gets on a tear. But they talk about the banning of tobacco, and basically send us to the alleyways to smoke cigars anymore or smoke any premium tobacco. And they don't realize the ramifications of banning a product like that. They not only for tobacconists, suppliers, but the people that actually make the product as well. I mean, they say that there's basically over 300 pairs of hands have touched a tobacco leaf before it has actually bought in the store. So that's a lot of people. It affects everybody. So I mean, we really got to take care of this business.
So support your local Nicaraguan and come on down and buy a My Father cigar just in time for Father's Day, right?
Just
Absolutely. In time. Well, we got a big event going on at Victory Cigars this weekend. We have a craft beer Saturday as usual. We've been running craft beer Saturdays every Saturday at Victory Cigars from 12 till 4. You can come on in. You support the brand that we're featuring each week, which is My Father Cigars this week. Flor de las Antillas, 20% off. Oh yeah, you can't sell cigar. You can't put tobacco on sale, can you?
No, we didn't do that. No. That's just a myth.
Brand new price. It's a new price.
There's a new price for that, one day only.
That's right.
And the brewery we're featuring is the Man Antler Craft Brewing Company out of Bowmanville, Ontario. So we're keeping it local.
Yeah, actually, I spoke with Daniel today from the brewery, and he gave me a couple of heads ups on what he's bringing this weekend. He's bringing a Citra Situation, which is a session IPA. We've got Middle Child, which is a stout, and we've got Seismic Narwhal. Believe me, I didn't make that up, okay? And that's an Imperial IPA as well. So, it looks like we got and he's going to throw in something else as well. He's bringing something special as well for us to sample. So, looks like it's going to be a hell of a weekend for drinking beer and smoking cigars. So,
He's going to be the bomb.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it looks like I think we're going to have to take a quick break here, folks, and just scoot out for a quick commercial. So, just to let you guys know, you're listening to the Canadian Cigar Scene on Reality Radio 101.
When you visit Peacock Lumber, you will step back in time to a place where purchasing wood products was simple, efficient, and pleasant. In our office, you can view our large selection of moldings and receive advice from knowledgeable sales staff. Once you have decided on your order, you can pick up your materials in our drive-through yard or utilize our delivery service. For pickups, take your vehicle out to our traditional lumber yard, where someone is always there to assist you. If you are accustomed to purchasing wood products at a box store, you will be impressed by the variety, selection, and quality of products that we offer, and the ease in which you get your vehicle loaded and get you on your way. Peacock Lumber is conveniently located on 8 acres in central Oshawa. It was started in 1939 by Victor Peacock and remains family-owned and operated. If you need quality wood products for your renovation, please call us at 905-725-4744. That's 905-725-4744. Or, for a full list of products and prices, go to www.peacocklumber.ca. Come to Peacock Lumber first to get the price, selection, quality, and service that you expect.
Put the special into your special event. With our finger on the pulse of today's event scene, we provide for all your entertainment needs. Amuse and amaze with look-alike performers, illusionists, and interactive entertainment. Fill the air with jazz, dance music, classic rock, Latin, and disco. Thrill your guests with tarot and psychic readings. And treat the kids with children's entertainers, face painting, inflatables, and more. When your reputation is on the stage, let our reputation for excellence earn you a standing ovation. For more information, visit aratoevents.com.
The following program may contain adult language and mature subject matter and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Welcome back to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts, Jillian Luke and Kevin Newell, right here on Reality Radio 101. To contact us live by telephone, dial 905-725-1907. Toll free in North America, 1-866-905-7325. Worldwide, 1-866-656-5477. Email us right now, realityradio101@yahoo.com. And now back to Cigar Paradise with your hosts, Jillian and Kevin.
Welcome back, people. Wow, if I had a voice like that one, ain't you? Jesus.
Oh, I tell you. That's a perfect voice, Gary.
Yeah,
it's absolute butter. That's a broadcast.
You guys
voice.
have great radio voices, actually.
You're killing it, though.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
We're back with Les Albert from House of Horvath, sitting here with you, my business partner. I always got to say business partner. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we just got to clarify that.
Always be clarifying.
Absolutely. All right, Les, a couple other things we got like to go through with you. As far as the cigar industry itself, I mean, Canada has, probably a few more challenges than at least the American market. I know that. Maybe you could touch on a couple of the major challenges that you see and you have a problem with in the industry itself.
Well, one thing to say about that is really Canada is not unique in that perspective. What does make us special, though, is that we live right next to the United States. So we have an economy right next door that's 10 times our size and a population that's 10 times our size. And we're lucky in this country if we can find cigars for half the price. So that's the challenge that I face is I can source cigars for Canada, and that's easy to do. I can find what I like to sell, and I think they'd be fine in Canada. But the question that I have to ask myself ultimately is, will they sell in Canada? Can they sell in Canada, given our high-tax environment? And that's usually the challenge that I have to come up with. And there's a cost analysis that I do, and I won't get into the boring details of that, but there's a lot of different reasons for why I bring in a cigar or don't bring in a cigar.
And gentlemen, if you can hold on 1 second, we have a caller. Bill is on the line. He's got a question for you guys, okay?
Absolutely.
Bill, go ahead.
Hey.
Go ahead, Bill. You're live.
Hey, guys. How you doing? My name's Bill, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hey, good to have you, Bill.
Welcome.
Hey, thanks. Question for you guys. Having a problem, I'm a big fan of cigars the last few years, and, I'm married to this gal, and to be honest with you, I've had to keep that on the DL over the last couple of years because she's never been afraid of, or never been a fan of smoking, and I think we've come to the point in our marriage right now that, I'm afraid that if she finds out that I've been smoking, that she's going to boot me from the house. So, I don't know what I should do. How would you guys approach this subject with your wives? Like, I don't know, you guys are married to kittens, but mine's pretty much, I'd describe her as a cougar, and I'm afraid we're getting violent. So any ways I can approach the subject very carefully?
Wow. To tell you the truth, do yourself a favor. Before she kicks you out, get the hell out, okay? Get the hell out.
That's right. Cigars before women, bro. Cigars before women. You got to make it that way.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, you guys at your shop there, looks like you run a nice shop, eh? Looks like you got some spare rooms. Any chance you'd be willing to rent any of them?
We might be able. We'll take this one offline, and maybe we'll be able to set something up. We have a little room called the Monte Cristo Suite, which might be just perfect for you.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Got running water and the whole deal?
The whole deal.
Yeah.
Only when it rains.
Oh, well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Oh, I think she's coming. Okay,
All right.
I'll talk to you guys. Bye.
Get
All
out
right.
of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Thanks, Bill.
Why do I get the funny feeling Bill might have been somebody that we know that was phoning in? And we got a couple of people, too, that we should just do a quick shout-out before we get back to listening to Les. Big shout-out to our friend in New Jersey, Brian Leake, real brother of the Leaf. He's coming up to Canada soon. He was tweeting earlier today that he's got the Canadian funny money ready to come, all the plastic bills. So, Brian, thanks for listening, and we're looking forward to seeing you real soon.
The Leakster. And I'm looking out for that humidor for you. Don't worry. We're going to take good care of you, Brian.
All right, so we were hearing from Les because you were going to tell us a bit about the Canadian market, and you also do duty-free. Is that right?
Yeah, when I source cigars for the market, I do source the duty-free cigars as well. They're not the same trade, though, as you know, for our domestic trade and our duty-free trade. So I generally try to find cigars that aren't exactly the same, or if they are, not necessarily in the same package or format. The main reason for that is there's different rules about exemptions, about how much a traveler can bring across the border. By the way, that is how that works, too. Duty-free is only for travel retail, so you have to be exiting the country. In the case of Canada, you have to be exiting Canada in order to buy duty-free. You take it with you.
All right, so when we're leaving to go on vacation somewhere, because I've always found that I get to a destination somewhere like Costa Rica or somewhere, expecting that there's going to be cigars everywhere available, and I'm getting skunked. So the smarter deal would be if you're at Pearson Airport or at Vancouver Airport.
Buy them here is definitely my suggestion. I don't just say that because we all benefit from it, but because of exactly what you mentioned. You can arrive at your destination and you won't find a good cigar anywhere in the country. For those of us that have been to the Dominican Republic and for those that are of the Cuban-friendly persuasion, you won't find a real Cuban cigar anywhere in the Dominican. No. It's strictly counterfeit.
Absolutely, yeah. You're always getting scammed. We get people on a weekly basis bringing in boxes of Cuban cigars that they have to ask us if they're real or they got hosed by somebody, and 99% of the time people are getting taken to the cleaners, buying a box of the classic Cohiba Esplendidos for $60 or $70, and you don't even need to look at the cigars, just ask the price that they paid.
Oh, with that big window in the front.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those classic windows.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask that
bands.
if you told that same person you have a $50 Bose stereo for sale, they'd say,
right.
yeah, right.
That's
But
right.
They have no problem convincing themselves they got their real cigars for $50.
Or my $50 Rolex, right?
Yeah, hey Kev, we got to just keep an eye on the time here because as we suspected, time's flying, and we want to talk about the Canadian cigar scene, and Les, you've been our Bill Murray kind of, he was the very first guest that David Letterman ever had. Yeah, so you're our first guest, and in 40 years you can be our last guest too.
Yeah, right.
Jesus, that'll put me at what, 65?
100. But to honor the words Canadian Cigar Scene, we want to tell all our listeners that if you have an idea for a show, or if you know a cigar store owner or somebody in the business or a cigar smoker with a really interesting story to tell, we'd love to hear from you because we're open to absolutely anybody coming on the show. If you shoot us an email at radio@victorycigars.ca with your ideas, comments, and suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. There's lots of stuff going on right now in the market. Kevin mentioned a couple of our events. Our Man Antler program, our Man Antler event this Saturday to tie in with Father's Day. But there are some other people that also have some really neat events. Our friends at Village Cigar Company in Burlington and now in Oakville. Kevin, I think you've got some information about something they've got coming up, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, we should give them a big congratulations for opening their second location in Oakville a few weeks ago. Man, I hear it's a fantastic shop. Keep up the good work, guys. Sounds like you're doing a great job. Actually, those guys are having a craft beer and artisanal spirits event during the day with Alec Bradley Cigars. They're going to be featuring the new Sanctum cigar by Alec Bradley. Fantastic blend. I heard it's going to be a real winner for Alec Bradley. So guys, enjoy the weekend, and we hope things will go well for you.
And then on top of that, July 14th, Havana House Invitational Golf Tournament at the club at Bond Head. If you're a diehard golfer and you have a travel budget that you haven't used yet this year, you might want to consider this event. $750 a person, including HST. It's expensive, but trust me, you get well over $1,000 worth of Cuban cigars. It's like going to a resort for a day. And you can contact Roger Latane at roger@havanahouse.com if you've got questions about that or need to get more information.
On the topic of golf, we have an event on June 22nd, which is next Monday. It's the first annual Alec Bradley Golf Classic. Actually, Alan Rubin, the founder and owner of Alec Bradley Cigars, will be in town for the tournament as well. Just make sure you don't shank one and hit him in the head. That's at the Brampton Golf Club. So I know that I talked to Joe Bondi today, supplier for Alec Bradley Canada, and he said that there is a couple of spots left. So if you're interested in hobnobbing with the elite and famous of the cigar world on the course, give us a call. You can contact us at radio@victorycigars.ca, and we'll set you up. Okay.
And speaking of Alec Bradley, listeners will be happy to know that we've managed to corral Alan to come on the show next week.
Oh,
so
buddy.
if you're going to have some questions for the founder of Alec Bradley Cigars, both Alan Rubin and Joe Bondi, the president of Alec Bradley Canada, will be in the studio. So we're really thrilled to hear that they'll be coming.
Even better, Jew, is the fact that Alan Rubin's going to be in our shop the same day. Alan Rubin will be in Victory Cigars from 3 till 6 o'clock. He's going to do meet and greet. We're going to work him like a rented mule in the humidor. He's going to be pushing product and telling everybody about all the fantastic cigars that Alec Bradley makes. So come on down and meet an icon in the industry. He's going to be he's a great guy. We've met him a few times. This is the first time he's been in the shop. So let's give him some support. Hope to see everybody down there again Tuesday, June 23rd, 3 till 6.
Well, I think we better look towards wrapping this show up. Les, it's been an absolute delight having you here tonight.
It's really cool to be here for your first show. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very
This
much.
is pretty badass. I love this studio.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
crazy, isn't it? Just a quick thing, guys, before we go. Don't forget, Father's Day this weekend. Take care of the old man, okay? There's a couple of checklist things. Check out our online store as well. But, cigars, humidors, lighters, cutters, you name it, ashtrays, walking sticks, whiskey water, whiskey glasses. Come on. Treat the old man for a change, will you?
What, no tie?
No tie. Screw the
tie.
No
tie. Screw the cufflinks.
That's right. That dog's dead.
That dog's dead.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like we're basically out of time here, Jew. I guess, big high five for the first show, brother.
High five, man. And thank you to Gary and all the folks at RealityRadio101.com for taking a couple of poor little Oshawa boys and making a dream come true.
Woohoo! Thanks, buddy.
You've been listening to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts, Julian Luke and Kevin Newell, right here on Reality Radio 101.